You're listening to another episode of Last Night's Coffee with Chuck and John.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am back from vacation. This is Last Night's Coffee with Chuck and John. John is the world's youngest Gen Xer. And I'm about to bore you with a vacation show.
That's right. No, it won't be too boring, man. It won't be too boring. You guys did some pretty cool stuff. You kicked off the vacation in a really cool way.
Yeah. Okay, let's run through this.
Yeah, dive right in, man. Dive right in. That Friday of starting the vacation, let's get into that.
Like Wednesday of the week before vacation, Charlie's like, Dad, I got to go on a Speed U field trip to Dawsonville. And we're going to the Georgia Motorsports Hall of Fame, Dan Elliot shop, and race go-karts. I'm like, okay, I'm a chaperone.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going on this one.
Yeah.
So I come home. I worked a full night, remember? Thursday. I got up. I went to bed, got back up so this is where it starts out wild. I mean, just wild right off the bat.
Okay.
I come to bed at 6:45. Mary Beth wakes me up and goes, "What time were y'all supposed to be at the school?" I said 7. Why? She goes, "It's 6:45."
Whoo!
I was like, okay. Coffee.
Yeah.
I threw on some clothes. She handed me some.
Brush your teeth?
Yeah, I brushed my teeth.
Honest. Okay.
Yeah, I brushed my teeth.
Okay.
I threw on some clothes, hopped in the car with my coffee, and pulled into to the school at 7:10.
Not bad. Not bad.
Not bad for brushed teeth and coffeed.
Right. And they didn't leave you.
No.
Praise God.
No. We were. I couldn't believe I got there that fast. Really.
That's pretty fast. Get out of the bed at 6:45 and get there 25 minutes later is pretty good.
Yeah, I think that's a new record.
So you made it on the bus though. Did y'all take a bus or did you carry?
Yeah, I took one of Skipstone's buses up there. So all I had to do was ride. So I made that 10-minute drive. Now I can wake up.
Yep. Drink your coffee.
Drink my coffee. I think I drank my coffee in that 10 minutes going up to the school. I'm not sure. I could be missing a coffee cup.
Oh, shoot. That's a mystery.
Yeah. Yeah, so we did that. And then, and we went to the Dawsonville pool room for lunch, too. So our host for this whole thing was a retired NASCAR driver, Ken Reagan, which is David Reagan that drove for UPS, the UPS car for a while. It's his dad.
Okay.
So we meet up with him when we get at the Hall of Fame, and we get his tour of the Hall of Fame, which was pretty cool. He gave us, showed us the stuff he liked. Then we left there. Oh, we met Chase Elliott's mom there.
Oh, what's up, Chase Elliott's mom?
And we met Gordon Perkle, he's an older dude, and he's kind of responsible for the Hall of Fame.
Like putting it together?
Putting it together, it being in Dawsonville.
Wow.
So we met him, got to talk to him. My mom wanted me to talk to him about the fact that we could be related.
Whoa.
Yeah. Because there's some Perkles in Griffin, or was some Perkles in Griffin. I think they've all by now. But anyway, their side was from North Georgia. And, I mean, North Georgia ain't got a lot of people. And that is kind of an odd last name.
That is a very odd last name, yeah.
So there could be a connection there on some skinny tree. I don't know. Or a big tree. I don't know how it works. I'm not a tree person. But so we leave there. We go to the
oddly shaped too.
Yes, oddly shaped.
They can be real oddly shaped.
He tells us about this gas station that's across the street from the pool room in Dawsonville. That was Georgia's first all-night gas station.
No way.
Yeah, and it's where, and the reason it was all night is because that's where the moonshiners would fuel up before they headed down Highway 9 to Atlanta.
Right.
To deliver the moonshine. So they would leave there and they'd go roughly right around Georgia Tech is where the drop-off point was.
So coming out of the mountains, they'd hit Dawsonville.
Well, they'd start in Dawson. They'd load in Dawsonville.
Oh, that's where they'd start.
Yeah. So they'd load in Dawsonville, take Highway 9 down through Marietta, and boom, into Atlanta.
That's cool.
And I don't know if there's significance to the number 9 being. I know number 9 is basically the Dawsonville number. The top driver from Dawsonville's kind of run that number for a while.
Okay.
So I don't know if there's correlation between the highway being number 9. I didn't get that part. I might have been dope, just looking around.
Just connecting the dots yourself.
Yeah. But anyway, so this gas station, if there was a light on the side of the gas station, and if it was off,
yeah,
everything was good. You could come in and load up. But if it was on, that meant the sheriff was on the square, avoid the gas station.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's pretty sweet, man. How'd you get that little tidbit of information?
That's just that Gordon Perkle dude was.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's pretty sweet, man.
Yeah. And he never raced. He did run moonshine, but he never raced.
So he had to do with the founding of racing, though.
Yeah, he was there when it happened.
Like the roots.
The roots of NASCAR. So the argument is NASCAR will debate this, but history shows the facts that this group of racers, moonshiners from Georgia, is what NASCAR is based off of. They had already put together a Georgia Racing Association.
Mm-hmm.
And that is kind of where they took the blueprint for the original NASCAR from. And now it's like, oh no, it was Bill France come down to, and this was all his. No, it's not. They had meetings, and he ended up beating. So Bill France, shrewd businessman. I mean, it played out for him, but he ended up with sole control of NASCAR. You can go read about it. There's several books about it because there was a group from the Midwest and a group from Georgia, and they all went in there together with their groups and formed NASCAR, and then the France family ended up beating them all out of their shares of it.
Beating them, like racing them for it?
No, just, hey man, let me buy that. Let me buy your.
Oh, okay.
Let me buy your.
I was hoping in true racer fashion they raced for the
That would be even better. But so we went, dude. You like good hamburgers, like a good old fashioned little thin hamburger?
Of course, smash burgers are probably my favorites.
Then go to Dawsonville, take the kids up there one weekend, stop at the pool room and eat.
Okay.
It's got a bunch of memorabilia in it too. So you can get kind of a racing history brief.
What's it called?
The Dawsonville pool room.
The pool room. Okay.
Yeah, the pool room. There's one pool table and it's free.
Sweet. Is it always taken?
Huh?
Is it always taken?
No. Like Charlie, I got a picture of Charlie in there playing pool, I think.
Oh, no way. That's pretty cool. If you send it to me, I'll put it up on the screen right about now.
Yeah, let me see if I got that.
That's some cool history. So in the pool room, that was the original gas station you were saying?
No, the original gas station is across the street from the pool room.
Okay.
But the pool room is where, like, when the Elliots were racing, they would run down to, run into town to get parts or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I did not get a picture of Charlie playing. Oh, I remember why I didn't get that picture. I was fixing to take a picture of Charlie playing pool,
Mm-hmm.
and the waitress come and took my order,
Ah,
and I got distracted.
worst things can happen.
Yeah, so off from there, it was to Dan Elliott's shop. So the Elliott family's got their property where they used to have their shop
Mm-hmm.
or series of shops. You know, there's an engine room and or engine building,
Sure.
yada yada yada. Well, they've kind of divided it up amongst themselves, and this is your building now, and that's your building now, and you got your junk here, I got my junk here. We went in Dan Elliott's shop, building, which used to be the Elliott Family Museum.
Oh.
So it still had a lot of artifacts in it that you don't
Okay.
see anywhere. Like there was he did rear ends and transmissions was his specialty for the team.
Okay.
There was a shelf. It must have had 100 center sections from 4 to 9 inches built up and ready to go racing still.
That's awesome.
Just looking at this stuff, and he had a few of his cars in there. He had some old body panels that were off the 87 Thunderbirds and 88 Thunderbirds and all that. It was pretty
Right.
cool. We got to talk to Dan. He's a cool dude. Stood there and talked to him for about 15, 20 minutes. He took time with all of us to, answer any of our questions.
That's really cool. That's to have the chance to talk to a guy like that. And I want to make it clear for people who are not big race fans like me. Dan Elliot is the brother of Bill, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. He's I think he's the older brother. He's a little bit older than Bill, but I'm not sure.
Most non-fans know who Bill Elliot is, so
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Bill
Everybody
Elliot,
knows Dawsonville from Dawsonville.
yeah.
But
Chase, if you're a new school fan, it's his uncle, right?
yes. Yes.
Okay.
And it was a pretty cool deal. We met him and his wife. They're just, giving us the tour.
Yeah.
There was some really cool parts in there. There was a fan that he had hanging on the wall, and he's like, I found this fan out there in the scrap pile when I was cleaning up, and it was flat. So it was just this piece of sheet metal cut in the shape of a fan.
Mm-hmm.
They used this for qualifying because NASCAR said you have to run a fan. You cannot not run a fan. They're like, okay. So they
just a piece of sheet metal up there.
They put a flat sheet metal fan up there to satisfy the rules, but have no horsepower loss, and it also created a little bit more downforce because it acted as an air dam of sort.
Yeah, if it's flat, instead of drawing the air or anything like that.
Yeah, it's just a
cutting
flat
right through the air, pretty much. That's interesting.
So he's like, that's a neat part. I liked it, so I figured I'd hang it on the wall.
That's one worth keeping for sure, yeah.
Yeah,
It makes for a cool story when you're taking a group full of people through.
Yeah. And I really enjoyed that part of it. I was like a kid in a candy shop for that, I'm looking at stuff.
Now, what was next after that?
After that, we went to Atlanta Motorsports Park.
Okay.
Atlanta Motorsports Park is like a golf country club, but for racing. So you can buy a condo on the side of this racetrack, pay a membership, and you just pull your car out of the garage
and go
out there and make laps.
And
go out there and make laps.
Yeah.
But they've also got a go-kart track that is got pay-to-play carts on it. And these things run 55 miles an hour, but it's not like your typical beach. It's not your typical beach go-kart. You're wearing a helmet. There's no like sidewalls right at the edge of the track. There's runoff. Oh, God.
Yeah. But still, that's 55 miles an hour in a little go-kart when you're that low to the ground, because you sit on the ground in those things, man.
Yeah. And you're going about 30 miles an hour slower than what a race car would go on that same track.
Oh, oof.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah, them race cars, they don't play, dude. They are can you know how we put pictures up here?
Mm-hmm.
Can you put a video up there like that?
Yeah. Yeah, send me a video. I'll pop it up here.
So this was a race cart that I got a video of while we were waiting to go out.
Send it to me and I'll watch it with them right now.
Let's see. It's only 3 seconds long. But so this track has a four-story drop off, and then you got to go back up a turn. Go in. So you drop off into a turn, and you drop off, go down the hill, make the turn, come back up. It's kind of like maybe a 60-degree corner or almost a 90, maybe 80. I don't know. I'm not a. Okay. So you go down it, and then you got to come back up to almost the same elevation. So you drop off, go down.
Make sure you keep your momentum.
You got to keep the momentum up.
Yeah.
And the big guys, you got to send that thing off in there, turn the cart, and it's pushing out. It's like you slide it all the way out to the edge.
Yeah.
And then you run up the hill.
Sure.
And these little scrawny, little dudes, they're just like, and if you hit it right, you could come in, there's a little curb. If you can get it right and get it in there on that curve, you can hit the curve and get it to pivot, and it'll break the back end loose, and you don't lose any momentum, and then you can shoot up the corner, shoot up through there quicker. But I was only able to do that about 3 times.
Yeah, you only caught it perfect about 3 times.
Yeah, the rest of the time I was just holding on for dear life.
All right, I'm pulling the video up now. I've got it. I'm going to watch it here with the viewers. I'm going to put it up.
Okay, so this cart, that is a 2-stroke single. It's not a shifter cart or anything. It's just a old like a Rotax two cycle cart.
Dude, that thing just disappears.
Yeah.
Phew.
Did you see the air under it?
Yes. That's amazing.
So that's if you're a biker dude and you've ever been up to the Tail of the Dragon, there's a guy up there that takes pictures named Killboy.
Mm-hmm.
That's Killboy on that go-kart.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. How interesting.
So that was pretty cool. We got to meet him. Wasn't expecting that.
Really cool. I can't believe how much that thing's hauling. It literally just disappears.
Yeah.
Gone.
Yeah. So
all this is included in this field trip with Speed U?
All this is in this field trip.
So you're just like, yeah, I'll tag along to that one.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with this. Dude, I was so tired on the way home. Because I'm 44 years old. I've raced go-karts before. I mean, like literally, we race go-karts. So I know how to get around the track in a go-kart. Yeah. So while I'm not as good as these kids are that's doing this every day, your average run-of-the-mill person that shows up out there to drive these things, I got them freaking covered. You know what I'm saying? Even with the weight disadvantage, I've got them covered.
Yeah.
So I'm passing. I'm having fun. I'm like, I got this. There's this one kid. He's probably your size. Mm-hmm. So he's going to be faster up the hill. But I was able to carry my momentum, carry it up the hill.
Right.
And I I come through there. I set them up side. I mean, these carts, dude, you're driving them sideways. At least I was, because I didn't want to kill any momentum. So go down this straightaway, and I'm catching him. And as I pass him, a whole group of these, freaking stud racers come up on me that, this is Speed U guys. These guys got, some people looking at them. So I'm like, well, if they're going to run it in this deep, I'm going to run it in this deep. I did not, in fact, have the success at running it in that deep. And I looked like Donkey Kong on Mario Kart, just hitting a freaking banana peel and just spin out through there. You know, just like, wow. I was like, whoa! I didn't know you could smoke tires on a go kart. You know, end up out in the grass.
I can perfectly see. That's a perfect image. That's the perfect mental image. Donkey Kong spinning out in Mario Kart. I can see you doing that.
Yeah, I'm doing that. And I'm like, holy cow.
So much momentum you can't stop.
And I am in a group of karts going into this corner and nobody hit me.
Oh my gosh.
I'm like, how did they do that?
Professional racers.
They didn't even know I was there. That's how slow I was compared to them as I spun out in their group and they just left. I mean, they didn't even, I don't even think they flinched.
Did one of them throw out a banana peel?
I think they did. I think Seth threw out a banana peel is what happened.
They left you a banana peel, dude.
Yeah. They're like, oh, this old man lap traffic, you know. But yeah, it was pretty cool.
That's awesome.
Charlie did get in trouble for bumping too much at one point.
No.
Yeah, because he was wearing me out, dude. I'm talking about I go into a corner to go drop down to the drop down, and he's just like, I go in there and I feel him. It's like a catfish behind, you know, like a catfish, like, ding, 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 ding. Oh, God. And I go in there and he hits me and it kicks me sideways, but I hold it and it spins him out.
Oh.
So I'm like, cool. Well, I still had to go down the hill and up the hill. So as soon as I pop up at the top of the hill, here he goes. But that session, I was able to stay with him. I say stay with him. I didn't lose sight of him for about 4 laps. So I was pretty happy about that.
Right. That's a really fascinating thing about racing. I've always found it so interesting how you become faster when someone else is in front of you.
Yeah, you got a rabbit to chase.
That's so fascinating. That's so fascinating to me. That's because there's nothing different about the kart.
Right.
Or the car or whatever you're driving. There's nothing different about that. But yet, you're going to put in better laps if there's someone right in front of you for you to chase.
It's a whole lot harder to lead fast than it is to follow fast.
That's wild.
And yeah, so I mean, I had a blast. I was like, that scratched an itch that I didn't know that needed to be scratched. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Your boy putting a whooping on you? It
No,
felt good?
just the fact of getting out there and driving that thing.
Sure.
I felt like I got my mojo back.
Yeah, you stretch your racing legs a little bit.
Yeah, I was like, oh, I'm still
the king of Captain D stretches racing legs.
Yeah. I still got this. I might not have what I once had, and I never was that, you know, I wasn't that good, but I understood it.
Sure.
But
Lieutenant Dan stretches sea legs. You stretch your racing legs.
Yeah.
Captain D's.
So I was like, Charlie, how did you think? He goes, well, I was faster. I was like, I know you were faster. I get that. You were faster. But, you know, this is me. We're talking about me for a minute. I'm not as slow as you thought I was going to be, right?
Let me Bert Kreischer you for a second.
Yeah, this is me. You know, but like that's a perfect Bert Kreischer moment because, you know, he thinks he can do anything.
Yeah.
You know, and I try to go run off in there with these kids, and it's like, so there was this cart. Like, there's different, so the carts are all the same.
Mm-hmm.
But with anything, you're going to have some that are faster and some that are slower.
Sure.
Well, there's this woman in the 2 cart on our first session, and she kept spinning out. And I'm like, she can't drive. I mean, these things ain't that hard to handle. She can't drive. Well, I end up in that 2 cart in the last session.
Mm-hmm.
That thing was a hoss, dude.
Really?
Yeah, it was 10% faster than the first 2 carts I was in.
Ah, so there is a slight difference in some of the carts.
Yeah, and that's the one I spun out the most too.
Of course, just like she was.
Yeah, and I'm like, because I could run, I would run it in, and I was like, man, this ain't what? Whoa. You know, and it just snapped loose. I mean, it wasn't, you know, you had to drive it a little bit more. It was fun.
Right.
There's one of the drivers. She's a driver for Speed U, and Emma Brent is her name.
Shout out.
And she had just had her appendix taken out like 2 weeks ago. Raced Thursday Night Thunder. Yeah, raced Thursday Night Thunder, and then gets up the next morning and goes on this field trip. And she's like, "I'm not running karts today. I'm not feeling it."
She says that.
Yeah. She's like, not running karts. So she don't run karts. She's like, "I seen you hanging it out." I was like, "You did, didn't you?" I'm like, that made me feel good. Like one of them kids was like, "Yeah, I seen you, old man."
Yeah, she was hanging back watching.
Yeah, she was standing at the observation deck.
Oh,
So,
gotcha.
So yeah, she's like, "I seen you hanging it out." I was like, "Thank you. I'm glad someone acknowledged the fact that I was there." You know what I mean? That I was.
What'd you say her name was? Emma?
Emma Britt. Yep.
Shout out Emma.
She goes. She's a Speed U student that Charlie and them's made friends with. It's pretty cool that group, to see that group together, And Charlie met some dude while we were up there. This tall dude comes in. I'm like, that dude is something. I don't know what he is, but you can just look at the way he don't have a regular job.
The way he walked.
Yeah, and he's with these other guys, and they were in our group the whole time, so that was fun racing with them. But it turns out the dude's like an animator for Adult Swim.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh, that's sweet. And he's up there getting this experience of the go-karts?
Yeah, he's just out there having fun.
That's pretty cool.
Doing a Friday.
That's pretty cool, man. Adult Swim was something, that was a big deal.
Yeah. Yeah. They're still making new stuff. So
yeah, I don't doubt it.
But yeah, then we, come back. You got your Saturday. Sunday we went down to the beach, did all the typical beach stuff, ate some good food, went to the racetrack and did a tour down there.
This is Daytona? In Daytona.
Yeah, in Daytona. We did the Daytona International Speedway tour.
How cool was that?
Dude, that place is so big. So if you're standing in the middle of turns 1 and 2, and you walk a straight line over to the middle of turns 3 and 4, it's a mile.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa. Can you walk up the turns there?
They wouldn't let us know.
But do you think you could scale it?
Yeah, it's only 31. It's only 31 degrees.
Okay.
So it's not bad.
Okay.
But dude, it's so freaking big. It looks so fast.
I can't imagine the momentum those guys get going. I mean, you got a mile from peak to peak. That's what from apex to apex. You've got a mile.
Yeah.
That's
and you're running 200 miles an hour. It's unreal. We ended up. So this was an impromptu, turned into a vacation where we just dove into racing history. It was at every corner we turned.
Yeah.
So we go to the racetrack, do that tour. Then we go up to Ormond Beach, which is where John D. Rockefeller had a home.
Okay.
2 or 3 blocks from his home is where land speed racing in the United States started, on the beach.
Oh, interesting. So essentially the start of drag racing. In a way, that was their form of drag.
In a way, yeah. They were more going for, top speed, but I bet they would lined them up and raced them.
Heck yeah, they did.
They, and this is like, have you ever seen the pictures of the Henry Ford's 999 car?
What did it look like?
It looked like a horseless carriage.
Yes, I think I know what you're talking about.
It's got 999 on it. The engines.
Yep.
Yeah.
I've seen pictures. Yeah.
That's where that car raced.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
On the beach.
On the beach.
That's cool. Was it those tiny tires?
Tiny tires. Rockefeller would go up there and watch the races, entertain racers at his home.
Yeah.
So we took that in, and then we actually ran into some people we work with. A guy we work with was staying at our hotel.
There you go. Shout him
Our
out.
condo. Adam, you know Adam.
Yep.
And he texted me. He's like, dude, I see you. I'm like, no, you don't. I'm on freaking vacation. You don't see me.
That's the creepiest text ever.
Right. He's like, I do see you. We're staying in the same building. We were pulling out of the parking lot and they were pulling
in. Yeah.
And I don't pay attention to it. You know, I'm just like, oh, cool buildings.
Yes.
You know, I'm looking at architecture and stuff like that. So, we ended up hanging out with them at the beach. That was pretty fun.
Yeah.
To go down there and there's people you know.
That's pretty sweet to have familiarization. Yeah. To have that.
Yeah. You're not it's not just like a bunch of strangers on the beach and you're sitting there doing your thing.
Yeah. Dude. So there's that is way too small of a world though. You got to admit, right?
It is, because that's the first time I've ever been to Daytona like that on vacation. Right. I've been to Daytona like 1 or 2 days, never stayed in Daytona. Yeah, I went to Bike Week. All right, so my experience with Bike Week is what had me against Daytona. I'm like, this place is too freaking big.
Yeah, it is big.
Because you're down there, you're like, well, we need to run over here, and we need to go over here, and we need to go over here, and everything's 10, 20 minutes away from each other.
Yeah, it's like being in Georgia. It's like being in Georgia.
Yeah, but you go down there, and we stayed in like Daytona Beach Shores.
Mm-hmm.
And we did not eat. We probably didn't drive 5 miles from our hotel to eat.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, like we ate over here one night. We just went right over the bridge. Boom. There.
Yeah.
There was a freaking ice cream shop we could walk to and get ice cream in the evenings. That was fun.
But dude, way too small of a world to run into a coworker and a guy you go to church with.
Yeah, go to church with him too.
This guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
see him all the time.
Simulation, dude.
You think so?
This is God's simulation. Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
We're in God's simulation. Like, that's the way I'm beginning to look at it.
Yeah.
There's no such thing as coincidence. Like, God put you two there to like have a fun time for a minute together.
And you know what? Turns out that's the condo they stay at every time they go down there.
No way.
Yeah.
That's place. Wild, man. That's wild.
You know,
of all the people it could have been, right? Like, that's all I'm saying.
I didn't even know he was on vacation this week.
Right. You guys chose the same weeks and everything.
Yeah.
Any other racing history you guys went to?
Yes. So Thursday, I think it was, he hits us up. He's like, hey, y'all want to go eat tonight? We'll go to Racing. There's a restaurant called Racing's North Turn. Okay. And this was, it's located, and it was actually, if you watch some old videos from the beach racing that NASCAR did, you can see the building in it.
Oh, wow.
Right there at the turn. So, I mean, it's legit. It's not just,
So this is where the racers probably were eating and stuff like that.
They probably ate there at one point because if you watch the video, you see the building and it's got a sign on it just said,
boom.
Whoa, I might summon something if I do that again.
It does kind of sound like that, right? It sounds like the gong.
It has a big sign on it that says beer.
Ah, yes. Yeah, I mean, who could turn that down?
I mean, cold beer at the beach.
Come on.
It's a thing of beauty, really.
Sounds exactly like what some racers would want, you know?
I mean, exactly what some racers would want. They want to sit there and drink a cold beer at the beach,
Sure.
And watch race cars go around the track. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
So you guys went to go eat at this place?
Yeah, and it had a lot of memorabilia in it. And
what kind of memorabilia are we talking? We talking
pictures,
tires? Are we talking steering wheels?
No tires, just mainly pictures.
Pictures. Okay, a lot of pictures. Yeah. Any names that would tickle the mainstream? I know you probably saw a lot of names that you were familiar with.
Lee Petty.
Lee Petty. Okay, that's
Tim Flock.
I'm not familiar. Who is that?
Tim Flock, the Flock brothers. They were kind of Alabama, Atlanta area
Okay.
racers.
Okay. Original OG type situation.
Yeah, they were there at the beginning.
I got you.
I've actually got there. There used to be a group of racers from Griffin that would go down there and race the beach.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Were any of those pictures up there by any chance? Did you notice any of those
I don't
names?
know because I don't know the car numbers.
Okay, I got you. So that's what they really posted was like pictures, and you would go by the car numbers on who that was.
Yeah.
I see. Makes just like racing.
But I've heard stories and had them verified from different people that don't know that I know the other person. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I know there was a group of racers from Griffin that would go down there. Actually, one of the I don't think he was actually from Griffin, but he was friends with the group from Griffin.
Mm-hmm.
Got killed on the beat was one of the first fatalities at the big track when they moved to the big track.
Ooh.
Yeah. So
That's a sad part of racing.
it happens.
It happens. It's a part of it.
It happens less now than it used to. Used to it was, well, all right.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
But I got to walk out there on the sand and just take it all in.
Yeah.
That was freaking. To think about those guys, they're running 134 miles an hour on the sand. Just hauling the mail, dude.
That is insane. That's hard to imagine, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's very hard to imagine. And then they cut across, and then they pop back up on a 2-lane road and run 2 miles back the other direction. And then come from 2-lane back down to the sand. Yeah. Yeah, them guys, they were a different breed for sure.
Yeah.
But it was overall, it was a great vacation. And then we ended I ended the vacation with let me check my notes here. I didn't tell you about food trucks.
Nope. Tell me about them.
So when we first got down here, we went to Cheyenne's town, Sanford, and went to a food truck thing.
Okay.
And I think I'm over food trucks, John.
You're over them?
Yeah.
Done with them. Why? Why? This experience ruined them for you?
Okay, maybe it was just this group. It was hot. I was tired. But I bought like a fish sandwich and an order of fries.
Mm-hmm.
And it was $21.
Whoa.
I mean, if I'm going to pay restaurant prices, I want to be in a restaurant.
Air conditioning and all that. Yeah.
At least have a fan. Yeah. No, these guys are making restaurant prices, restaurant food.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was good. Don't get me wrong. It was one of the best fish sandwiches I ever had. But dude, and then Mary Beth got something and it was just as high. So at a different truck.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's like, food trucks used to be affordable.
Right.
I'm not expecting a fast food price, but daggum, a grouper sandwich at the beach ain't but $14 at some places.
Right. Yeah, you 14, maybe 18 on the high side, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was kind of a shock. Me and Charlie did go fishing. That was fun. He outfished me.
Oh, you don't say.
We caught some mangrove snappers and had mangrove snapper tacos.
Dude, I'm not trying to be a jerk here, but what did Charlie not beat you at this vacation?
Spending money.
You spent more than him.
He couldn't hang. He ain't got enough.
Yeah. Oh, that's hilarious. Yeah, I hear you, man. I hear you. So you had some of that fresh caught tacos, though, huh?
Dude. So the captain's like, I'm going to text you a recipe for this, for tacos. He said, make my recipe. He said, you'll love them. And he was right. They were amazing. You know, come in off the beach, you're hot and sweaty. You know how it is when you come in off the beach.
Yep.
And normally we would have sandwiches,
Sure.
but I told Mary Beth, I said, you just go sit down over there, watch TV. I'll call you when it's ready. And I made these fish tacos, and we had a salad to go with it. Real nice beach lunch.
Yeah.
Couldn't ask for anything better.
That's great, man. I love a good vacation like that.
Yeah. And I got a friend that said he's going to give me some snapper too. It's a red snapper, but
hey, we'll
I think I'll take it. I'll make some more. But then I ended up the vacation at your house. My last big activity of vacation was going to how do we describe, what would we title these birthday parties? Family?
That's just a Morton family birthday party.
A Morton family birthday party.
Yep.
Okay.
That's the family that I married into.
The family John married into.
Mm-hmm.
When he talks about these birthday parties that they have every 2 weeks on average, there's 30 people. There's and over half of them's kids,
right,
under the age of 10.
Yep.
I mean, they're like,
they're everywhere. That's all my nieces and nephews.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
It is crazy.
And you didn't even get the full experience. Can you believe that?
I know, because we only stayed for about an hour.
And there was a sister missing, and a husband. So yeah,
we need to put out an Amber Alert,
no,
or she just wasn't there.
No, it's super common for her. She misses just about every birthday. It's the baby girl, it's the baby sister. So
she's like, I got something to do.
Yeah, no, she never even responds to anything. I mean, she's
just off living her life.
She's not attached to her phone. Yeah, she's not attached to anything really.
Okay. But yeah, man, it was, some people were outside, some people were inside. Then everybody ended up inside.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then they kept trying to close your front door, and John's like, no, don't close the front door.
Yeah, but that's like a worthless.
It's like,
yeah.
The dog's just sitting over there like,
waiting for her break, waiting for her chance.
The cat's jumping in freaking birthday presents.
Yeah, man, that's the madhouse. That is the madhouse of a Morton birthday party. And you're not like it's 30 people, but it feels like a lot. It feels like a lot of people.
It's like nobody spreads out.
No.
They don't go and get off in their little group.
Mm-mm.
Like when my family gets together, there's a lot of people, but most of the time we're in our own little groups.
No, everybody gets together and talks over each other.
Yeah, no, we don't even, we might not even talk to somebody. Not because we don't like them, it's just because we didn't make it over there.
Yeah. No, it's never like that. There's generally everybody's together and everybody's talking over each other.
But you did get something for your birthday.
I did. I got a really special present. I'm really excited. It was my birthday. One of the people we celebrated on that day was me.
There was 3 birthdays. They lined them up.
Yep.
They just like, here, y'all sit here and get your stuff.
Yep, pretty much. Sit here and accept gifts.
Yeah.
So one of the things that I was given by Andy, one of our faithful listeners, is this beautiful bottle. Yep, Chuck's got some. We were gifted for the podcast some Sea-Force
premium artesian well water.
Yeah, dude. Can I read this right now? I'm just going to read the back of this bottle because it's one of the best advertisements you could ever have. I came up with a little catchphrase and I want to pitch it. Okay. Jesus may have walked on water, but Chuck Norris bottles it. You know what I'm saying?
Ooh. I think Chuck would approve.
I think he would approve, right?
Is this the water Jesus walked on? Chances are.
Dude.
Chances are.
The way I envision Chuck Norris bottling water is he looked at the ground and it just sprung up.
And
you know what I mean?
on a molecular level, molecular level, this could be some of that water.
It's true. All right, I'm going to read the back of this because it's so amazing.
It's so Chuck Norris.
A force of nature, pure, powerful, perfect. There's no other way to describe water that erupts from the ground with such clarity and smoothness. Filtered through volcanic rock and dating back 23,000 years to the last ice age, Seaforce natural artisan water comes directly from a living, sustainable aquifer deep underneath Chuck Norris's Lone Wolf Ranch to give you the best premium water on the planet. We bottle at the source to preserve the water's minerals and naturally high pH. Seaforce isn't just water. It's Chuck Norris's water. It's a roundhouse kick of hydration.
I've got a question because I feel like this water is bulletproof.
We can find out.
So if we drank enough of this water, would we become, because we're 75% 75% water?
Yeah. Yes.
So we could become 75% bulletproof if we drank some of this, if we drank only Chuck Norris water.
It makes me feel like I could become bulletproof, just like the Cybertruck, right? We've seen a couple of Cybertrucks lately.
I saw 7 on vacation.
I saw 2. Crack yours open, dude. Let's try this together, man.
Dude, the cap is so tight. I think he can't put the caps on. They don't let him put the caps on.
Chuck Norris cannot
you'd be like
himself.
I cannot. Nobody would be able to open it if Chuck Norris if he put the caps on.
If he bottled it himself, we'd never be able to get the caps open. So cheers, Chucker.
Cheers.
And cheers, Chuck Norris.
That's the finest Chuck Norris water I've ever had.
Dude, I got to say, it's pretty good water. I'm quite refreshed.
Okay. Do you think Chuck Norris pees in his backyard?
I think he has.
Okay.
Right? I mean, he's hunting back there probably. It's a ranch.
So he's whipped it out to the leak.
Yeah, for sure.
It is absorbed into the ground, purified by the aquifer and the rocks and the volcanoes, and now we drink it. Seaforce premium artesian well water made in America.
I would proudly drink it even if there were remnants, right? Like, I mean
you could tell you could taste the natural alkalinity in it.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, let's read the ingredients. There's ingredients.
Go ahead. Water.
Natural artesian water. There's nothing else. Now, I have another bottle of water from somewhere else. And it don't even have the ingredients on it.
Got to have Seaforce.
You got to have Seaforce if you know. I don't even know if I'm drinking water in that other bottle. This, I know it's water. It has a clarity to it, too.
It does. It comes out naturally with that clarity. Remember, I read it.
Yes. I wonder what happens if you scan the freaking QR code on the back of it. Go to seaforce.com.
I don't know. It certainly is a roundhouse kick of hydration, though. I agree.
It is a roundhouse trick.
It's got his face on it. See? It's great, guys. I highly recommend Seaforce. It really is refreshing. I'm thoroughly enjoying it. It's way better than last night's coffee. You know?
I can't. They won't. It keeps jumping around.
Uh-oh. Did you QR code it?
I'm trying. Ooh. QR code. A force of nature. Perfect. Powerful. All right. Pure. Powerful. Perfect.
Yes.
There is
That's
no
what I
other
just
way
read.
to describe the water that erupts from the ground with
That's
such
what I just
clarity
read,
and
dude.
smoothness from a sustainable source deep under the. Yeah, that is what you just read.
Yes. It's on the bottle.
But Chuck's looking at you.
Oh, that makes me feel even better.
You got to hold it the way Chuck Norris does.
Yeah. Well, look, Chuck, if you want to send us another case, we'll drink this every podcast.
Yes.
Chucker's got a number of bottles. I've got a number of bottles. Your first name's already in the title of our podcast. I mean, it just makes sense at this point.
It'd be pretty cool if we could get C-Force Water as a title sponsor of Last Night's Coffee with Chuck and John.
I think I could die a happy man at that point.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, let's be honest. You know who is speaking of, before we move on, I just want to say thank you, Andy. This was a fantastic birthday gift. It's awesome to do this on the podcast. So thank you very much.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And happy birthday, John.
Oh, thanks, Chuck.
Did you know you share a birthday with one of our listeners?
No, I did not. Who do I share a birthday with?
Chris that sent us a meme the other day.
I do.
Yeah, it was his birthday too.
Oh, cool. Shout out Chris. Happy birthday, dude.
Happy birthday.
Isn't he the one that got you the chain?
Yeah. I was on vacation and I forgot to put my chain on.
Oh, man. Well, hey, let's take a quick ad break. And you go. Do you know where your chain's at?
Yeah.
All right, go get your chain.
All right.
I got something I got to grab.
Thanks for sticking with us through this ad break, guys. I'm here to tell you about one of our sponsors, Eileen Ayers with Bush Realty. You can check her out at movingcoweta.com for all of your real estate needs in the metro Atlanta area. That's movingcoweta.com. Eileen Ayers with Bush Realty. Now back to the show.
All right, we're back, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay.
We are back. Chuck Norris needs to hire us to be his. He needs to sponsor us.
Yes,
but he also needs to get with Adam Sandler.
Okay,
and have Bobby Boucher do the commercials.
Dude, that's great
high quality H2O. It's cold. It's from a.
And just have Chuck Norris out there like roundhouse kicking a bunch of Gatorade bottles.
Yes.
Just busting them open with his roundhouse kick.
Yeah. Or, yeah.
Gatorade coolers. He like spinning back kick it.
Like Steven Seagal holding a Gatorade and he just like
beats him up.
Yeah. Steven Seagal's like, water sucks. It really, really sucks.
Oh, man. Not my town, Steven Seagal.
It's high quality H2O. So we have some devastating news from the world of competitive eating.
We do.
Joey Chestnut, the undisputed GOAT of competitive eating, has been banned by Nathan's Hot Dogs from the hot dog eating contest this summer on the 4th of July.
So wrong.
This is wrong on every level.
So wrong.
And they said it's because he took on a vegan sponsorship.
I've heard that. A competitor or something like that to Nathan's Hot Dogs.
But there is hope for the Chestnutters.
Okay. Do go on.
I have it on good authority that Joey Chestnut will be competing this summer
in
a Netflix live food eating competition.
No way.
Yes. Against You know that Japanese guy?
Yeah, to Kobayashi.
Yeah. They will be going head to head in a hot dog eating contest. Winner take all.
No way.
Yes.
Dude, I got obsessed with that Japanese guy back in the day because I watched a documentary on him. I watched this dude eat 15 pounds of salad the day before a competition.
What, to stretch his stomach out or something?
Stretch his stomach out, and it's lettuce, so it would pass right through him before the competition.
This will be the first time that they have met in competition since 2009.
Wow. You know, I also know from that documentary what set that Japanese guy apart from a lot of other people is he has a birth defect.
Oh.
His stomach is actually in a different place than most people's, and it allows it to grow even larger than most people. It gives it more room to expand. Yeah, natural.
That's
natural
like
advantage.
cheating.
It's an advantage. Sure.
Kobayashi at 46 years old is often called the godfather of competitive eating.
Yeah, dude, he's amazing. Kobayashi is the man.
So we'll see. Who you got? Who you got in that?
Joey.
Who you putting your money on? Huh?
Dude, Chestnut, Joey Chestnut all the way.
I want to see what the I'm gonna have to take a look and see what Vegas is saying.
You want to see the Vegas odds?
I want to see the Vegas odds.
Kobayashi's going to be a huge underdog in that, but I'm so glad that Netflix is capitalizing on this,
Right.
man.
What are the Vegas odds for the Joey Chestnut Kobayashi hot dog eating contest? So Chestnut's at negative 600.
Yep.
And Kobayashi's at plus 350. So they got Kobayashi winning.
No,
that's not how that
Wrong.
works. Oh,
correct. Yeah, you're wrong on the minus number is the favorite.
that explains a lot.
Yeah, the minus number is the favorite. Yeah, the odds are 350 to 1 for Kobayashi to win.
Oh,
So like if you bet on him to win and he wins, it's big.
so but you think Chestnut's got this?
I do, just like Vegas. Yeah, just like
Okay.
Vegas. They've got him 600 to 1 to win.
Yeah, to win. Yeah.
Right.
I did not understand how odds worked.
I don't especially understand, and I could be explaining that even wrong.
But
So-
you know the negative number is basically you're losing money if you bet on him.
You're not losing, but you're going to gain. Like I think it's like if you bet $100, you might gain like 6 cents or something like that. Like you got to bet some serious cash to gain any sort of money on someone who's that big of a favorite.
Okay. Well, I'm glad I know how that works now.
Yeah.
I had to reevaluate my whole life.
No. But I'm glad he's able to compete, man. Kudos to Netflix for capitalizing on that. Smart decision, man. Smart.
They got to do something to offset the fact that fight ain't gonna happen.
That's right. I'm pretty sure it's gonna get called off completely, right?
Yeah, they're trying to break into that live sports. What do you call
broadcast
genre?
Yeah, live sports streaming.
Yeah, they're trying to get into that. So
yeah,
and you know they've streamed. Wasn't the Tom Brady roast? It was streamed live.
It was streamed live. Yes.
So
it's a pretty smart business model. I like it. It's a good idea to incorporate that into Netflix.
Yeah, I'm with them. I'm with Netflix on that.
Just don't raise your prices all that much right now, please. Dear God.
That's right. John, do you have a conspiracy?
I do. I've got one for you, man.
Because I forgot all about it.
I've got one for you. This one's crazy. Have you ever heard of the incubator babies?
I mean, no.
From like the 1930s.
No.
And earlier, some earlier.
Sounds like something that would be in a Metallica video.
Yeah, so there is some conspiracy surrounding this, but let me try to give you some of the actual facts.
Okay.
back in the late 1800s, this scientist, I think German scientist, basically figured out like, hey, the way we incubate chicken eggs, we could incubate premature babies, and probably they'd have a better chance of living, right? C-force. That's what these premature babies needed, was some C-force. So premature babies in the late 1800s started getting put into these incubators, and and their life expectancy went up, right? They were seeing some results, but it was referred to as pseudoscience and whatnot, according to the medical establishment at the time. And so incubator babies make their way over to America in the early 1900s, 1903. We're putting them on display in places.
Wait, so the babies, like in their little box, come over like Boy in the Bubble? Or
Pretty
Bubble
much.
Boy, whatever you want to call it.
So this was a common sideshow thing back in the day. As a matter of fact, it's called Luna Park, right? That's on Coney Island in New Jersey. Yeah. They had a big exhibit for incubator babies. So like people could just go in there and look at these weird premature babies. Who knows how premature they were, and who knows if they were going to live or die. Like yeah. Back in the day, this was all looked at as pseudoscience. So none of this was run by the medical establishment. There was no regulations over it, nothing. So this German scientist, this German doctor was making money off of these babies. Like you had to pay 20 cents to come check out the incubator babies.
20 cents?
Yeah.
Holy cow.
It was a big deal at the
That's a lot of money back then. Dude,
so this became a big deal at the 1933 Chicago World's Fair. And as you and I both know, we're both kind of into conspiracies a good bit. There's a lot of conspiracies that surround the Chicago's World's Fair, right? Yeah. Those World's Fair always seem to somehow get tied in with conspiracy theories somehow.
Yep.
Mainly because it was put on by the elite, I would think, right? It was kind of like a way of washing money as well. Like there's all kinds of conspiracies behind it. But here's the conspiracy part when it comes to these incubator babies. So all of that I told you is true. This is all fact. Now, here's where the conspiracy comes into play. Where did the babies come from? And what happened to the babies if they made it?
Well, like we haven't ever met one.
Well, there is a woman. I did a little bit of digging, and I mean, there's one woman who her mother told her that she was basically bought and paid for out of one of those sideshows from the 1933 Chicago's World Fair. There was a drink, a mug with the Chicago World's Fair emblem, and they took it to some experts. The mug proved to be authentic. It was definitely from the World Fair. And this woman, she was like, my mother told me that's where they got me. And she was old, obviously, 1933 is when this woman was
picked you up at the fair. We won you. We threw a ping pong ball and it landed in your bowl.
So there are people who claim to have been like bought and paid for, basically. Which, is that a problem? If that baby gets bought, like sold to the wrong household, maybe, you know what I mean?
It's like puppy.
Any old person could come up and just buy a baby.
Yeah. That's weird. I have questions. And I have thoughts on. Okay, so let's go back to you pay 20 cents to go see this.
Yeah.
That was so much money.
Yeah.
Like you're sitting there going, okay, I've got 20 cents. I can either go see the bearded woman and the guy that thinks he's a pony for 10 cents each, or I can go see the baby in a glass case for 20 cents.
Yeah. I'm going to send you a few screenshots here.
Oh, this is scary.
Let me see. And these are the ones that I will put up on the screen for everybody to check out. But these are all just pictures of some of these incubator establishments back in the day. some of these sideshows.
Whoa. With living babies.
With living babies, it says. Pretty wild, right?
Now, see, that's not how I imagined it. I imagined it like you go in there and it's like there's a living baby, and then it's some fat guy in a diaper, just laying there.
So if you were in 1933, you'd be like, dude, where's the fat guy?
Yeah.
You're ripping me off.
I mean, you could have went and seen another fat guy down there that weighed, back then he weighs 350 pounds.
Right.
Give us your the largest man alive.
How about that? How about the last picture I sent you with those nurses holding all them babies?
Hold on.
The last one I sent you.
That's creepy.
It's creepy, right?
I don't know what's creepier. Okay, you got the baby on the left or the nurse in the middle. But then the nurse on the right, she's like, this is all BS.
Doesn't she look like the exact same as the nurse on the left, kind of? I don't know. All those babies, I mean, they're poor babies. They're all premature. So they all look so sickly.
Yeah.
Who knows what kind of care they were getting in these incubators?
All right, let's load them up and send them on to the next fair.
Oh my gosh, how wild, dude. So yeah, definitely times have changed. So that's the conspiracy, is that there was like a secret baby trade behind all of these baby incubator sideshows. What do you think? Plausible?
Possible. It's possible.
I
You ready
think so.
for a meme?
Yes, send it on, man.
I think you'll like this one.
Oh. Norm MacDonald had a farm. It's a big hat. It's funny.
It's a big hat. It's a big hat.
One of his most iconic roles from SNL, for sure.
Yeah.
I love Norm MacDonald, one of my favorite comedians of all time. Hope he's resting well up there. Big old heaven.
Yeah. Oh, can I tell another story?
Yes.
This is a real quick one. You see my new hat?
I do. Sun drop.
Yeah. So we went in the store down there in Daytona, and you know how you're frozen.
Am I
Why are
back
you
yet?
frozen?
Hang on.
Okay.
I'll be back.
All right. You want me to just keep talking?
Yeah, just keep going.
Okay. So we go in the store down there in Daytona, and it's your typical beachside T-shirt shop. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's got the Confederate flags, which is, if that's your thing, that's cool, whatever. It's got NASCAR stuff. It's got your beach stuff in it.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's run by a Jewish dude.
So super unexpected.
Yeah, a very Jewish dude.
Oh, really? Like Goldstein style?
He's still got an accent. He's got the Jewish features that you would expect.
Nice.
I'm not going to say they got big noses or anything, but
we wouldn't say that on air.
We wouldn't say that on air, but he's got the Jewish feature. I mean, he looks like an Ari Shafir Jewish. You know what I'm saying?
Sure. Yeah,
got the
real Jew.
Got the little hat on.
Oh, yeah. The yarmulke.
And he's selling daggum rebel flags, man.
Wild. He's catering to his audience, right?
Yeah, that just blows my mind. Like, how many of these over the years? Because I asked him, I said, how long you had the store? He said since 92 he's been in that spot.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, that's cool, but I'm sitting here thinking, how many of these guys that's come in here and bought a Confederate flag because they hate people? There's been in 32 years, there's been one skinhead that's come in there, bought a flag from that dude, and did not realize that he was Jewish because he'd never seen a real Jewish dude in his life. Oh,
absolutely. Absolutely. No doubt about it. Some pissed off teenager, no doubt about it.
Yeah. From Alabama.
Yeah.
Just never seen a real Jewish person in his life.
Has no idea what all
Has
of it.
no idea. I think that's kind of funny.
And that guy's just down there counting his dollars.
Just down there counting his dollars, and that guy's like, you know, and that guy's just like, yep, whatever.
Gotta love it, man. Gotta love it. Hey, it's been a good show, man. I'm glad you had a good vacation. Good recap of it. Yeah, thanks, man. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there.
I hope it was a listenable show if you made it this far.
I'm sure it was.
So you got a vacation coming up.
Yeah, in a few weeks. It'll be about a month, I think.
About a month. So what we're going to try to do for that one, and we've talked about it, it's either going to be this one or one of our next our fall vacations. We are going to revisit Tiger King.
Okay.
And have a review for it as one of the shows.
All right. I'm down, dude. I'm so down.
Tiger King, what, 5 years later? 4 years later?
Yeah, something like that. It's
How
definitely
did it hold up?
Tiger King post-COVID.
Yeah. So
we need to shout out the Eating Chambers real quick. The Eating Chambers YouTube channel. We thank y'all. Check them out on YouTube. I shout out to my niece Erin. She gave me this wonderful mug that is right above me, and it says, "Be careful, or you'll end up on my podcast." And so that was my birthday gift.
That's awesome. That's the name of the show. That's the name of the show.
Yeah. So thank you, Aaron. Shout out to you. I appreciate the birthday gift. Thank you, Nightshifters, for tuning in. We love y'all. Mean it. We're out.
See y'all.